Greetings, Fallout fanatics, and welcome to the continuation. Let's build a settlement here at the sawmill. This guy here. There you go, Echo Lake Lumber. I don't know, for some reason I keep calling it a sawmill. Whatever. But anyway, we are here, we are building. I must have accidentally overwrote my previous save files because I had to come in and rebuild the massive doors here as well as the walkway, so things look a little different. You know why. And you all seem to unanimously like the gigantic Jurassic Park style doors, so we're gonna end up leaving those and find a way to incorporate them a little better. Might have to stick some stuff in there on the sides. Not that big a deal, just a couple of posts or something to help them fit in a little better. So since we got the doors open here, let's go ahead and let's adjust the height on these so they're a little better. If they scrape along the ground a little bit, that's fine. That's good. Trying to close off the gap down at the bottom. That's much better. And then we'll fill those in on the sides. So yeah, I'm working at Egret Tours Marina. I think that's the full name of the place. And when I went over there to do some work, I must have accidentally overwrote the save and got rid of some progress. So I've got to be careful. Alright, we want some miscellaneous stuffs. Supports, there we go. Just some basic beamage. That might work. Not exactly what I'm thinking of. Maybe try cabin in the woods. See what we have in here. Miscellaneous. Got all kinds of stuff in here. That's actually not too bad. With the exception of the color being completely wrong. Try and snap tape. Weird random spot. Let's try this one. No. There's, some good stuff in here. There we go. Of course, that's all. Oh, that's the right color. I suppose we can use that. We're just basically using it as a gap filler, and maybe we'll make it look like it's attached to it or something. On the plus side, actually, let's start this off at the top. They do snap to each other, this guy here. So we can get one in place where we essentially want it. Just if we need it. Boom! Do that. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna cheap out on this just to make it fill in the gap. Otherwise somebody can stick their gun through and go pew pew and shoot us, and we can't be having that. Yeah, that works. I don't really care. Alright, onward. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some serious playing around here with the walls, and sadly when I go to pick those up, they change their orientation. I'd love to move them just as they are, but we can't be doing that. And I don't really want to lose this because this is kind of cool, so we're going to be doing some finagling here. Wondering if maybe, as soon as I pick that up, that does that. I could, no, well, I could probably very slowly move it over. I'm thinking maybe I'll stick like a boat or something here, like they're getting loaded onto a boat after they get made, and then we'll create like some sort of dock down here. So yeah, that's kind of my plan. In the meantime, we'll continue on with the wall up until we get up to there, and then we will see what we gotta do. Let's see, where was my last tower? Way the fudge over there. We could probably use a good central one here. Actually, well, we probably could use one nearby the doors, too. That might change everything, too. Alright, we'll forget that for now. Let's turn off our snapping so we can play around with this to get the angles we're looking for. That's the unfortunateness of this settlement, is there's so many finaglings that are going to have to happen in order to follow the shoreline here. So, yeah, there you go. But we can do it. We have the technology. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to get rid of probably one or two of these. Probably at least this guy. So I'll stick you somewhere. Let's just go sit there for now. And yeah, there we go. The rest aren't really in the way. So let's continue on with an A. Let's see how we do in the bottoms here. Oh, good. We're still decent height-wise. What's that? Something to get rid of? Oh, no. We're going to leave that. I like to leave that kind of stuff behind. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Docks are going to kind of get all mucked up with all these, which, again, I don't really want to lose. As soon as I pick them up, they move. Oh, there's one sticking out in the water. That's kind of cool. Tires. Let's get rid of that. The barrel and the kelp. We want clean water. So, we can go off the rails here to create our docks. And we even got a crane here, which is pretty cool. So, we're just actually going to extend off of this. Might even change that out just to get rid of that little post right there. And we're going to have to move this guy. Which, thankfully, all holds together like that. So, we can just do that. And then, yeah, we got to figure this out. How are we gonna do this? I really, really don't want to lose too much of that. Actually, you know what? Alright, I got some ideas here. First things first. Let's take away the bits there. And keep that one. We're gonna have to replace that section of wall. Which I don't know if I have one that doesn't have those posts in it, so we might have to work around that. G2M, construction, pier. No, we want, because that one doesn't have the walls. For supports, all we have are these guys, which is pretty weird. Now, we actually have to go to Kraggles. Kraggles has the walls. There we go. And, oh, we do have a wall that does not have the thingamaboobers. Sweet. Get that in there. And let's get that lined up as best we can. And we take out that guy. Excellent. We can go ahead and drop in a corner piece. And I see, yeah, we're gonna do a little adjustment here. Really dark over here. Yeah. Turn my flashlight on, even though it's like daylight, because of the weird light thing that happens every time I'm here in Far Harbor. I'm guessing because of the fog, everything gets all dark. I don't know how to fix that. Not without turning off the auto feature that... Yeah, that's not bad. Gives me the clear skies, which is awesome, but for some reason turns the sky yellow, because if I turn that off, then storms happen a lot here, so unfortunately, gotta leave it. Why are you not snapping? Did I turn that off? Oh, I did. Nice. Look at that. It's as if it was meant to be, except I got these reversed. Come on. There we go. Now it's hunky-dunky. Our floor here looks a little high. Give it a couple love tappies. Sweet! Now, we might have to turn this guy. Not the end of the world. I'm going to take that railing out. I do have the ability to swap them out. Whoa. Turn that and then bring that. Revolver. There we go. That's a little better. Now I gotta figure out where the heck I'm gonna put my stairs. Let's see. I think. Oh no, we do have some pretty decent stairs options here, except we need it to be able to hook in like that. So we'll just use this for now to set our height, because that looks about pretty decent height for the decking here. Let's see, actually, which one do I want to use, though? Do I want to continue with Kraggles? You know what, let's continue with Kraggles. To heck with it. Let's go ahead and... How far over do we want to go? Oh, look at that, we got some fish netting. Save you for later. Stick you right up there. And let's see if we put this guy. No. I really, well, we could probably use you to look like a support. We'll just stick you there for now. Ooh, we got these guys. I like these because they have the stuff on them. We're going to be using those. We're going to try to use as many of these assets as we possibly can to make this work. Okay, and let's see. Nice. Look at that. I'm just use some straight ones here. That one there. Oh, perfecto. We'll come in. Well, actually, I probably want to go out a little further, but I just wanted to... Let's see. Yeah, I'll probably go out. Probably a couple, since we're going to put a boat here. Or can we put a boat? Because this is actually pretty shallow water now that I'm looking at it. Let's get rid of some more of this trash. Oh, there's a boat under here. A rowboat. Nice. Let's save that guy, too. We'll stick you down there. What else we got down in here? Oh, I saw some other stuff. Trash. Get rid of that. Pallet. Rocks can stay. Pallets, buy. Trash. Trash. Driftwood. This also helps with getting our buildometer up there in the upper right-hand corner back down. As I suffocate my character. It's not a problem. I can fix it using the console command there, so... Thinking this isn't really all that deep, you know. Let's create a boat. Let's take a look at that. Back in here, I think... Maybe not. Nope. It's got to be in USO, because my menus are all kinds of fudged up here. There we go. Vehicles. Boats. Here's a typical boat. Let's see how this even looks. I have... That's not really a... this might not work after all. I mean, we got it in the water, but then it's just like... hitting there, because we need this to come down and then go straight and then onto it. Kind of like a barge, you know? So we're too far in. Yeah, so we'd actually have to bump this all over one in order to fit our boat. Let's play with that for a second. Let's scooch these on over. We'll just do something like that. That way we can get our boat over. No. That works a little better. I mean, we can center it and then it doesn't necessarily have to be right up against the dock. Did have an option for a barge back in the past. From where, though? It could be s'mores or something. Let's see. What do we have? Sidewalks, scaffolding, elevators, boxcars. Interesting. Good stuff. Doors, bridge, fence, shipping crates. Interesting. None of these are open either. Could try to make it look like it's going directly into one of those, but eh. Ooh, look at this bad boy. Might use you too. Let's just kind of shove you off to the side. We'll stick you there. Decisions. Not really anything in there. Miscellaneous, probably not. Oh. Okay. Awnings, bathrooms, reebs. We could have used this. That's okay. I can do that. I'm thinking of my Egret Tours Marina dealie I got going on. Let's see. So many things in here. Some more bridges. There's this bridge that I've used in previous builds. There's two different versions of it. If you guys are ever been looking for it. Fish Farm Bridge, I don't know why this is in here. I have that from G2M, another footbridge. I might actually use some of these at some point for different thongs. Huh. Furniture, decor, nah. Yeah, I did have another mod that I did not put in, and now I think I'm probably gonna put it back in. But then again, we don't really have the room, so we might have to just kind of ditch this idea. I think I'm gonna keep the dock though, because that is kind of neat looking, and will help give us some something or other. All right. So then I have to decide if I want to actually bump it over there, which I kind of think I want to. So let's see. Let's push that back over there. That back over there. That back there. And yeah, you go back there. You there. Oh yeah, yeah. Where's it? Kraggles. Kragglicious. There we go. Boom. I think that's far enough too for this to extend. We'll just stick that in there. See, how's that looking? Oh no, that's, I think, far enough. Alright. Now we'll just do something like this. I guess we'll go full on back behind there as well. Because that just looks much betterer. Cool, I'll keep it. Alright. But I gotta get these out of here. Painstakingly, I could shift them on over. I don't know if there's any way, oh geez, to pick them up and keep them in their orientation. I could have sworn there was like a setting or something. I'll leave that be for now. For those of you who have used dead fish, let's get rid of that. Workshop Plus, which is what I'm using to fly around here. If there's an option for turning on and off to keep things in their current orientation, especially when it comes to this type of stuff, these assets, because I just want to leave them as they are. So, there we go. Alright, let's do a sabe. We haven't sabed yet. We're going to create a whole brand new spanky one. And give you guys a sneaky peeky. Yeah, we got some funky, cool stuff going on over at Egret Tours. That's all you're going to get, so... Oh, of course I fell in the water. I really don't do that on purpose, I swear. I'm just that terrible. Alright. Let's see, that fencing... Miscellaneous... Oh, look at this, got all kinds of different things. Oh yeah, I was gonna use some of those. Maybe I'll use them elsewhere. For now, they can just stay. Yeah, we'll use them elsewhere for something else. Okay, now, where the heck do I find that? How the heck did it end up in there? I don't know. That's really weird sometimes when I go into Kraggles and then I exit and then I come back. I'm somehow in over here, which is so weird. And I have no explanation as to why that happens. You know what, let's check our regular here. Fences, covenant, security, police, guardrail, iron fence? No. Miscellaneous. No, I was just playing with these the other day at Egret Tours. So I know I have them. There we go! Love these. Especially when you get like the ones that have the bend in them. That's so cool. That guy. This one in. Alright. There. And this one. Yeah. Of course they're not the right size, so we might have to just use one of these guys and kind of do some something. Oops. We got two of those too, and I like the ones with the bends in them. Let's play around here. Let's do that. Let's get rid of that. Okay, how are we looking? We might have to change our stairs and thinking we're going to move this guy over here. We're going to get rid of that. And we're going to put a single set there. So let's get rid of that for now. And let's go back into Kraggles real quick to get, we're going over here, different set of stairs. Yeah, that guy. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. Of course, no. That doesn't really work. Alright, let's go back. Here. And let's put one of these guys in. Oh, okay. I see what we can do. No. That's not going to work. Fudge. I'm going to put this guy in here. And that works perfect there, but not there. So, we're going to try and center this guy like that. Which looks terrible because now it's completely offset from that. Alright. Let's just put it back. So, and this guy over, I don't know, like so. And then we got a gap here. I'm just gonna take this guy. Shove that right in there. Nice. That's how you do it. Okay. And we got that other crane there. And I'm thinking really need some railings here too. Let's see, can we fit it with here? Ooh, just makes it perfect. You don't want anybody to fall in over here and get trapped on a log. I've seen that in a movie. It's not good. I think I'm going to leave that front open. Okay. Now that we've done that, go ahead and save. We'll create a whole brand new one again. And we'll continue on with this wall here. Thinking maybe... Well, I was thinking I was going to put a guard tower in somewhere around here. Something. I don't know. Let's continue on with the regular wall for now, and then we'll go from there. So let's go back into master plan, castle, wood, fence. Just plop that right in there, and then we'll scooch it on over. Just to get it away from that. Waste my time inching it over. There we go. Thinking actually maybe we can stick a tower here. We're going to need some sort of defense for this section. Well, alright. So give me this. We'll stick you over here. Stick all of them over there. We'll use them later. When we find a good place for them. Perhaps on my little island. We need them out of the way so we can continue on with defense. Like, see how that's keeping its orientation? Like, that's what I want the other things to do. But I don't. So you know what? We're gonna stick this guy, like, over in here. Nice. Just so it's out of the way. Alright, as for this dude, I'll put you, like, there for the moment. Actually, it's not too bad of a place. We'll just have to twerk it a little bit. Okay. Now, thinking it might look kind of funny if I continue the wall from, like, here. Considering that section stops way back there, and I don't really want to bring that out there because it wouldn't make any sense. Because if I try to keep it, like, kind of straight with itself, we're going to end up, like, back there. It doesn't look terrible, but at the same time, isn't really 100% practical. Well, I think I'm going to stick with my original. We're going to keep it right here. And like I said, we'll put some sort of guard tower protection, something or other going on here. Tree, can I get rid of you? Alright, let's try this. Disable. Okay, so I have been told that you should be doing the mark for delete thing too, because I'm going to get rid of this guy here. Because the disabled just makes them disappear, but your game is actually still rendering them. It just makes them invisible, and you're basically using up computing power to do that. But I mean, we're talking like 1 or 2 trees. I'm not really too worried about it. Plus, I've actually seen some horror stories on the Mark for Delete where it has actually mucked things up quite a bit. So, for those of you who've been with me for quite a while, know that I have the worst luck with everything. So, good chance that I would be in that category of it getting mucked up. So, alright, so we're gonna have to twerk this guy here. So, create that. Turned off my snapping. Oh no! How do I get rid of that? Alright, let's see if I can continue on this way. Perfect. Now, we're gonna have to actually go upwards with this guy here. I'm just gonna stick that on. Get ourselves some stars. And go up like that. How are we looking from the outside? Not bad. We're gonna need more height difference though, so let me use actually a longer stairs. Those guys. Okay. So let's stick that there for a moment. And that one up there. Perfecto. We'll fill in that gap down there. In a minute. I just want to make sure that we're looking okay out here. Let's throw another guy. Down here. Yeah, we're probably still going to keep climbing because we're just keep going up and up and up. So, I don't like to have them too close to each other climbing upwards, because to me that just looks kind of silly. And let's try that. Let's go here. Let's see, how does that look? Okay, so let's take out the set of stairs for the moment. See if I can get these to... Ooh! That almost never works for me. We've got a low point here, but what counts is the outside here. And that is kind of low, but I think it might be acceptable. Alright, let's continue on for the moment. We'll fix that kind of stuff after we get ourselves going, y'all. And let's see. Actually, we're pretty good within the borders here. We do have some stuff to get rid of. Ooh, missed a whole bunch. This whole corner. Let's see if I can get rid of just the bush. Doesn't look like it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I just saw it. Hate that. Ooh, right there. Come on. There we go. That's better. Okay. Now we're into the corner. This is where we put our tower. We're gonna stick with the same one we've been using this style, except we want the corner piece. So I believe, yes, perfecto. Now we can shoot on over that way. Back into the walls. Probably gonna have to torque this a little. A little bit, yeah. Let's go ahead and aim. Let's actually do a quick save here. Okay. Let's see, where... I don't know if I tweaked this or not. Let's check it out. No, I think it was... Do the next one, actually. Let's... Get this guy in here. Do we need to? Let's... maybe not. Let's go with it. And if we need to, we can make an adjustment at some point. Let's just zip along. Just to get some progress here. Okay, of course. Much taller here than there. Not that big a deal. We can maybe go like this spot here. It can come down. So let's do that. Get ourselves a little stairs, like so. Whoa. Hey, that's better. And ooh, we're gonna run right into that telephone pole. I'm thinking. Maybe we can try to go to the left of it. We're gonna have to torque this whole thing now. Ah, fudgicles. Well, yeah, let's zippity-doo-dah this over here. Get it equal with that. That's quite a bit of change. And then let's jump. There we go. This may or may not work. We'll figure it out. Okay. Ooh, nope, we're gonna put ourselves right in his path. So we're gonna go ahead and do that anyway. And we'll have to torque it around that. We'll have to put a guard tower here, maybe, I'm thinking. Well, there. I suppose that could work if I put one around here. Hey, a lightning rod. Go up in the air. Look. So I definitely want to put one and one on each side of the gate there to surround that. So, we got one there, we got one there. Probably going to do the same for the two gates there. One in the corner there. We already have one in the corner there. So at some point, maybe in here, we kind of need a guard tower. So let's take that out. And let's put one in here and see if we can do some handiwork. If you heard that, that was my phone vibrating. That's my timer to let me know when we're getting close to the 20 or 30 minute mark or past it, etc. Alright, so let's turn that off. And let's work that. And let's see. Oops. I'm gonna turn that off. Continue to move that over. Ooh, getting so close. Alright, so let's... Oops, that would help if I grabbed it. Let's do that. Just a smidgen more. And let's get ourselves a wall piece. Gonna have to create it out here. Right in the midst of all this. Like so. It's not too bad. And then we just have a little step down there. Of course, that looks a little funky. Oof. Actually looks kind of ugly. Especially with that. So let's try to torque this guy. It looks a little prettier. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's such an uneven build, so I know it's not going to be perfect, but doing the best we can with what we got. And honestly, that's not too bad, all things considered. I don't know. You know, we're doing stuff that really wasn't meant for. I really wish there were like some curved pieces in here to kind of muck about with this. So let's get this guy in here. Oop, I didn't realize I'd come out that far on that guy. Let's dip that down just a smidgen, just to hide some of that mess. Let's see. Yeah, I think that can work, and we do have, I think, yeah, a really small little set of stairs here like that. Boom. Oh, geez, what happened here? Oh, because I already, yeah, okay. forgotten. We're gonna have to work and work. Alright, let's get you about there. Dip you down a few so you look a little prettier. Yeah, I like that. Cool. And then we can probably leave the stairs, I'm thinking. Oh, let's turn that a little more. Alright. Now, put in our filler piece here. Let's overlap these a little. Get some double spikes. Not much I can do about that when we're doing this kind of stuff. But I mean, again, we're making do with things that weren't ever really meant to be done. And that's how you do it. And it's not perfect, but you gotta do what you gotta do in order to do something that's completely irrelevant anyway, because the bad guys, the spawning points, don't care where your walls are. They'll spawn wherever they want to spawn anyway, so. Cool. So now we got a guard tower right here in the middle. It's getting dark. And need two here, which, now that I'm looking at it, I didn't really leave myself a good spot for that. Actually, let's put it that way. Let's turn our snapping back on. Yeah, I should have moved this over. Alright, so let's do that real quick. Let's back this bad mammy jam up. And we'll turn our snapping back on. Do the same there. Of course, now this one's all crookedy. And we're going to have to fix that because we don't want... Is that crooked? Is that... Did I twist my... Oh, I did. That would be why. Alright, I have an idea. Hang on. Let's move that guy out. Let's get a section of wall in place. Like so. Let's take that guy out real quick. Put this one locked in place like so. Perfect. That way we keep them nice and straight. I want to get rid of that. Whoa. Oops. Grab that guy. And if I can get it to snap on it. Oh, I had it for a second there. Alright, whatever. Not gonna do it. We're just gonna have to nail it on our own. Unfortunately, it's gonna make this section a little ugly too. But not too bad. Just a few extra spikes, which is fine. Somebody got really happy on Spike Day. What can I say? Alright. That looks like crap. Because this sign is offset. Can I pick up the whole thing? Ooh, I can. We're going to lose that flag, though. So let's get rid of the flag. And let's move this over. So it's more centered. The way it should have been, Bugthesda. What the fudge, man? How's that looking? Oh, we're going to have to lose these, but that's okay. I can keep my own buoys. And, oh yeah, we got the same thing over here. We got a sign. What does the sign say? Oh, jeez! Hang on. No parking anytime. Yeah, we're gonna leave that there because that's kind of neat. Yeah, I think that works. We're in a rock here. Oh, there's a saw. Ooh, give me that. Stick that back in there. That's kind of neat. All these little details. Things like this I never noticed. Perfect. Cool. And then we'll work on doing some doors in the next video. Because it is getting late. How dark it is. Nice. Alright. We have officially made walls. Let's go ahead and change the time of day real quick. Okay. There we go. Now we can see it. Excellent. Alright, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. I thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Until then, don't get irradiated.